my esteemed friend and cabinet colleague, Shri Kapil Sibal, Minister of Communications and Information Technology and Law and Justice, Shri V. Narayan Swamy, Minister of State for Personnel, Public Grievances and Pensions and Prime Minister's Office, Shri T.K. Nair, Shri Pradeep Kumar, Chief Vigilance Commissioner, Shri Pulak Chatterjee, Principal Secretary to the Prime Minister, Shri Ranjit Sinha, Director of CBI, Shri S.K. Sarkar, Secretary, Department of Personnel and Planning, and distinguished guests from abroad, and all members of the CBI fraternity who are present here. Ladies and gentlemen, let me begin by extending my very warm greetings to all ranks of the Central Bureau of Investigation in its golden year, and also to all those who have been associated with the organization in the past. I also extend a very warm welcome to our guests from abroad who are participating in this international conference. Ladies and gentlemen, in the last 9 years, I have now participated in this conference 6 times. Also, this is the 3rd consecutive year that I am addressing this event. I must therefore confess that it was a little difficult for me to decide on what to say to this distinguished gathering. What could I say to you which I have not said before, or which you do not already know as experts in investigation of corruption cases? After a great deal of thought, I decided that I would flag certain larger issues about the debate on corruption and related matters that our country has been witnessing. But before I proceed further, a few words of congratulations to the very fine officers who have received medals today, and also some remarks about the work of the Central Bureau of Investigation and the structure of this conference. The 6 officers whose work has been honored today are examples of what we can achieve with hard work and determination. I wish them even greater success for the future. Ladies and gentlemen, the CBI has now completed 50 years of its existence. Though conceived as an anti-corruption agency, it has consistently been asked to investigate complex crimes as well, particularly those which have national or inter-state ramifications. It has contributed significantly to our efforts to contain and punish cases of corruption and other serious crime. I compliment the agency for its achievements. Some questions have come up recently about the legality of the CBI. Our government will look into this matter seriously and promptly. This is a matter that will undoubtedly have to be considered also by the highest court in the land. The government will do all that is necessary to establish the need for the CBI and its legitimacy and protect its past and future work. Ladies and gentlemen, I understand that the structure of this conference would be a departure from the past. The session-wise themes would cover the entire mandate of the CBI, and not only anti-corruption efforts as was the practice in the earlier conferences. I am also happy that other law enforcement agencies of the country, as also international and national experts from a range of areas, representatives of public sector units, industry and non-governmental organizations have also been invited to participate in this conference. This reflects the need that the fight against corruption should be a collective national effort of diverse stakeholders and should not only be confined to investigations and prosecutions of corruption-related offences once they happen. Ladies and gentlemen, the economic reforms of the 1990s, followed by periods of fast economic growth, have brought about rapid changes in our country's economy. This process of change will continue in the future as well, as our economy continues to grow and expand. The march of globalization, driven by quick advances in technology, is breaking down geographical boundaries. There is a growing exchange of people, ideas, goods, services, capital and data across the country and across national boundaries. These powerful forces of change that are instrumental in creating greater prosperity are also throwing up new areas of crime and corruption, as also adding to the complexity of the existing crimes. As I have said on an earlier occasion, the answer to this complex set of issues is in emphasizing even more the need for reforms together with better regulation. I hope this conference, with the theme Evolving Common Strategies to Combat Crime and Corruption, will help the participants enhance their understanding of transnational crimes and corruption. To keep pace with the aspirations of the people for clean and transparent governance and also deal with the increasing complexity of economic offences, our government has taken several legal and administrative measures in the last 9 years. I would not take your time in listing all of them, but I would mention a few, like the Right to Information Act, initiatives to enact the Lokpal and the Lok Ayuktas Act, and to amend the Prevention of Corruption Act and the Delhi Special Police Establishment Act, the Public Services Delivery Bill, and administrative steps to reduce discretionary powers of public servants and ensure expeditious disposal of disciplinary proceedings. The point I wish to make here is that we now have a framework in place to curb corruption and increase transparency and accountability in public administration. I hope that in time to come we will be able to make effective use of this framework. Ladies and gentlemen, in the public debate on corruption in our country, it is sometimes forgotten that economic growth also implies greater opportunity for corruption. It is important, therefore, that we look at the issue of corruption in the correct perspective. While we must maintain utmost vigilance in preventing corruption and do our utmost in ensuring transparency, accountability, and probity in public life, it is also important to ensure that the work of nation building goes on at a reasonably fast pace.